You know what I was like during my glory days, do you?
Uh, you ready to get started?
Yeah. Man, fuck.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back. It's a podcast formerly known as Tapped In.
Everybody sleep.
It's your host,
Everybody sleepy.
Mr. Ghost. Oh, just in time during the intro.
What's poppin'?
What's
What up,
poppin',
Ziggy?
Shotty?
What's good?
Everybody sleepy.
As I was saying, it's the magic hour.
Oh my god. Probably a shitty podcast.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of formerly known as Tapped In. I'm Eric, the young, dark one, the Mr. Sleepy, Mr. Night, Mr. It's time for a bed. Just kidding. It ain't
Fresh
That's the
never
ball.
pod.
fresh ball. You know what I'm saying? We do it nasty over here. We do it real sloppy. I'm just
Eric does it sloppily.
just a little bit. I'm out here. I'm chilling. I'm getting drunk because I ain't got shit to do. My cousin might come over. We can play Mario Party. It's gonna be a good time. You know what I'm saying?
You about to stay up, Eric?
Yes, I'm not going to sleep tomorrow.
Why?
I'm off tomorrow, so I can sleep all day tomorrow.
I got you.
So, yeah. Speaking of tomorrow, we got Marcus Murray here.
Yes, sir.
Lord Omega.
Mr.
You
Tomorrow.
know him. You know
You know
him
what I'm
as
saying?
Mr. Tomorrow.
Young Future Supreme in the flesh. Gold chain
Mhm.
blinging.
Mm-hmm.
Dick hanging, ball swinging.
Oh my
You know what I'm
God.
saying?
Yo,
Okay.
get this nigga.
I got the pearly whites in my teeth. Okay. And I just want everybody at home right now. I want them to grab a pillow and let that pillow know how much you love it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the pillows out there. You know what I mean?
Hey, they didn't seen some things.
And that's it.
I respect the
you.
energy. I respect the
That's
energy.
the pod.
Speaking of energy, we got Mr. Energy over here. Mr. All man, never mind.
What?
Yeah, I don't know where he's going with that.
Who are you even announcing? Was it Alex or
mine?
Hey man.
fucking finish it, man? Let's get on
We
with
got
this pod, bro.
we got Alex Riley, Mr. Young Lord himself. What's up?
That's what you
Man.
said for me. This
I need a better
nigga tired
intro.
and whack.
All right.
Young
Let me try it again.
Alex,
All right.
Mr. Young Omega.
I can't. Hey, look, I can't think. All right. We got Alex Riley here, Mr. Death Stalker, Mr. Alohomora, Mr. uh Wingardium Leviosa. What's up, Alex? What's
you
going
just
on?
reading Harry Potter fucking spells, man.
Man, what's
Hey,
good?
man, let's get on.
Hey.
Oh my God.
We should just call the pod. This is an uninspired pod. This shit
No.
is gonna be
This is
I
great. And as always, we got the Lord of Two Lands.
What's poppin'?
It's Davon Culberson. Davon What the fuck was Marcus, was that you?
Yeah.
Nah, man, I'm folding paper. It couldn't have been me.
Hey,
what's
y'all
up,
know
Davon?
Rick and Morty start tonight?
It start tonight, yes, sir. I'm definitely about to watch that shit. But yeah, let's get into it. We getting into it.
Okay.
Today we're talking about
Fucking get into it.
Bring it up then.
Today we're just getting into some of the new music that's been dropping lately. We've gotten a lot of singles from our favorite artists. Well, my favorite artists. We have some new albums out. This is just about to be, you know, new shit in general. It's new music in general. It's not just really specific. a few artists that just dropped some singles. We have a new single from the recurring topic, Isaiah Rashad. He's been brought up several times. We've gotten a new Vince Staples single, which I was completely thrown off by. I wasn't expecting it. We got a new Tyler single, which he's
And
he's
music
kind of
video
dropped
for both of those.
consistently. The music video for both.
Tyler ain't
Uh,
dropped nothing recently though.
he hasn't dropped anything recently, but he's been fairly consistent with like his album gaps. I would say
Oh,
it's
okay.
like, yeah, you know what I mean. It's always
Yeah,
like
almost
2
like
years
every other
about.
year.
Yeah, I think every 2 years. Who else? Did anybody else drop a single? No, but we also got a new album by Larry June that I would like to address.
Who is that?
Larry, you don't fuck with Larry June?
I don't know who it is.
How can I
He
even
like
explain?
Dom Kennedy.
He's like Dom Kennedy.
He's like Dom Kennedy.
He's like
Yeah.
okay,
Alex.
that's misleading.
He
No, it's not. That's pretty
he's
accurate.
exactly like Dom Kennedy.
He's like Dom Kennedy and Lil B.
And Lil B, yeah,
What?
he's literally
that
like
sounds
Dom.
terrible.
It
He's actually
sounds
not that
terrible,
bad.
but I really fuck with Larry June.
He actually has some good songs, but some of his songs are pretty skippable. But
Yeah,
I would agree
the
to
stuff
that.
I do like, I really.
he's pretty
Did you
hit or
listen-
miss.
Did you listen to this newest album, Davon?
I did not.
It's fucking
Honestly,
fire.
everybody you just named, I didn't listen to.
Oh my god.
You didn't listen to any of that music?
Damn.
No.
Uh,
Well, just that Isaiah Rashad single, like once.
mhm.
That was it.
I got
Sing it
introduced
then.
to Larry June by Nate, of course. It's always Nate.
How long has
Um,
this man been around?
He's been around for a while actually. I was
It's
living
crazy. I've never heard of him.
Yeah, I was living in Bellevue when he told me about him. It was a song
Damn.
called Glock 40. He's like yeah, he's like Dom Kennedy with how he raps, but he also like has like
Sleepy.
really funny ad libs. Like his iconic ad libs are "Good job, Larry," and "Yee." I really fuck with his ad libs. Like I'm so serious. I fuck with his stupid ass ad libs. But his newest album is called
The Orange
it?
Print.
The Orange Print, not the pink print, not the brown. Is there a brown print?
Ugh, no, I hope not.
The Blueprint.
The blueprint, the pink print, and the orange print. That's Larry June's new album, and I really fuck with it. Actually, I was honestly surprised. Like he's an artist who I've listened to before, but I've never been like, okay, he
What makes him
really
good?
music. That's tough to say.
I
He just
mean,
makes
has
music.
He has like a real chill like flow, like some like West Coast type of shit, you know, kind of
Right.
like Dom Kennedy in that world. So I mean, when I listen to his music, I just feel like I'm in like a GTA game or like a West Coast music video or some shit. It's like vibe, nice smoking music. He's not like
Yeah.
anything special lyrically,
Yeah,
but it's like nice vibe music, I guess.
He
And
rap
Okay.
about smoothies.
yeah, and like green
Yeah.
juices and
And
taking girls on
juice.
hikes and he raps about cars like
Taking
oh,
girls on hikes,
Actually-
you said?
Yeah.
yeah. Actually,
Okay,
with
that's
this new album, he's not like super like lyrical, but he actually his lyrics aren't like corny. I've been noticing. Like he doesn't like just
Some of them are.
some of them are, of course, but he doesn't like just say corny shit. Like I was listening to one song, and it was actually kind of lyrical, like throughout the entire song. Like it wasn't just a small part of it where he says like one bar or anything. Like the whole song was like pretty lyrical, and I was surprised. Honestly, this album surprised me.
He's a pretty like inspirational rapper, which I kind of like too. Like kind of
He is.
motivates you in a sense. Just always
Yeah.
talking about like, wealth and that type of shit, and like kind of like getting money and shit like that. So I don't know. He's like I said, he's kind of like hit or miss for me personally, but I did enjoy his new album that he dropped. I mean, there's definitely some songs that I really liked. Some really smooth shit.
For
you know,
sure.
smoking chill too.
Oh yeah.
I'll check it
Just kind of vibe out. But
I would recommend y'all check it out. Just
I think it's
pop
worth
it
it.
on. Oh, 100%.
I listened to his
Wait
last
on Me.
release, but
Do you
I'll
like Wait
download
on Me?
this one.
You like that song Wait on Me, Alex? That shit's hard.
That one's cool. I like Organic Respect. And
Organic
then
Respect is dope.
I like 6 a.m. and Sausalito.
Sausalito.
Yeah, that shit is smooth.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
give him a listen.
Yeah.
I would recommend it for sure. I feel like
If you like Dom Kennedy, you should like him, or at least some
Is-
of his.
he's definitely like Yellow Album Dom Kennedy. Like just like the vibe of that album, that's kind of his like whole vibe.
Yeah.
I
And
would
he's
say.
always like rapping over some like really like old school samples, which I really enjoy too.
Mhm.
From like the 70s, just like some old soulful shit.
That's
That's
West Coast shit for sure.
Yeah, I mean, production's always on point. So I mean,
Yeah.
if you're in the beats, I mean, he's definitely worth listening. Like I
So-
said.
Sounds like a
Oh,
good
no.
time for the West Coast rappers, then, huh?
Yeah.
Wait,
for sure.
is Tyler? Yeah, Tyler's West Coast.
Yeah.
Vince is West
Um,
Coast. Isaiah Rashad is.
Southern.
know.
He's from he's from
He's from
Chattanooga.
Tennessee, but Larry June's from the Bay, like San Fran.
Oh,
Specifically.
okay, he's a Bay rapper.
Yeah,
Y'all think? What did y'all think about the Isaiah Rashad single?
I like
I
it more
fucked
than the
with
first
it.
one.
Should have
For
been the
sure.
lead single, honestly.
Yeah,
I agree. I actually really fuck with that song. It's funny because he teased this song so long ago in one of his lives. Like he like had like a small teaser in his live, and everybody's been for like what's it been like 3 fucking years since he like teased it. Been like, when you gonna drop this? When you gonna drop this? And he finally fucking dropped it, and it's
Mhm.
hard as fuck. Like that, I
It's dope.
fucks with the song.
You really like it? Like,
Yeah, I do. I really like the song. I
like
was
it.
I was talking to Yama about it, and he really fucks with it too.
Yeah, Yama
Uh,
was just saying that.
See, I
Have
thought it was-
y'all? You said what, Alex? Go ahead.
Oh, you can go. I was gonna say I thought it was like, I mean, it's good. I definitely like it more than the first single he dropped, but
Mhm.
I'm still not. I mean, honestly, after the first 2 singles, I'm not that hyped on this album to be honest. I just kind of see the direction that it's going, and I'm not like I don't know. I don't have very high expectations for this album.
I
Interesting. I don't see the direction it's going.
I thought the song was all right. I think both singles. I mean, I guess we're 2 singles in, so that sort
Yeah.
of establishes something of a clear picture of what we can expect from the album.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's interesting. I mean, it's not like super hyphy, super, I don't know, but I think it's interesting. He also dropped. Did y'all listen to 200 / The Warning?
Yeah,
I did
And
not.
that's not even
that's not an album song.
cut. And
Yeah.
that's my favorite song.
That
Those
shit's
are my
hard
favorite
too. Yeah,
songs. That shit is
That shit's
harder than
hard.
in my mind. That song 200 / The Warning is harder than both singles that have come out.
I
And
agree.
It's harder than them.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it
That's
doesn't
what I
seem like it's
said.
gonna be like. No, I'm saying like, I guess you're right in thinking like it's probably not gonna. Well, then again, Isaiah Rashad's never made like a hard album. Like
He's
on
he's-
Sylvia Demo, he's had some hard songs like
yeah, he
Modest.
Yeah, the delivery of those songs, and maybe that was because he was trying to establish himself, so he was kind of a little more rambunctious in thinking
Mhm.
that, yo, I'm about to just drop this shit and talk my shit. I think now he's just been kind of laid back in the cut, but 200 / The Warning is more the direction of the album that I would want to see from Isaiah Rashad.
Yeah,
Like that's more so the Isaiah Rashad that I like. And like both singles are good. I'm still gonna listen to the album probably a couple of times. I really fucked with 200 / The Warning.
that is interesting.
It's like a workout song for me.
Because it is like 2 sides, because he does have his like, his hyphy shit, and he also has his smooth shit. I think I like the smooth stuff more, which is probably why I like Sylvia. I mean, the Sun's Tirade so much, because it's pretty much all
that's
smooth
fair.
shit. That now that I think about it, Sylvia Demo was a good mixture of both. But honestly, this new album could also be, like a mixture of both.
It could.
I
I just
I
think that he's
can't-
kind of
I-
establishing his intent with what he chooses to be singles and what
Yeah.
he chooses to be cut.
It's hard
Um,
to say what direction I think he's going. Because I feel like he's not going to put out like an entire Sun's Tirade smooth album again. Because this album, like, okay, yeah, he put out these two songs, but I feel like the vibe that he's going for, even like with like his look now, is like different.
Is his look that much different?
Yeah, like
How so?
he's always wearing grills now. His
Well,
hair
he
is
is from Memphis.
yeah, true, but he wasn't before.
He got money now.
He got money now. I guess that's a great point.
So maybe he's like gonna be focusing more on like his southern roots in this album. I don't know.
Oh, that's possible.
Do y'all think that the first two singles have adequately shown that he's gonna be doing the Southern roots?
I
I
mean,
no.
kind of with the
Yeah.
first. I think for the
The
first one,
first
because I mean,
Oh, the Duke Deuce one, yeah.
because that's a Duke Deuce feature. Duke Deuce is from Memphis as well. So I mean, there's that Tennessee connection with that. So I mean,
The 3-6 Mafia sample on
yeah,
it.
3-6 Mafia sample. So I
Yeah.
think he's doing like some like Tennessee-esque album, or I don't know, but
I wouldn't
guess
be
we'll
mad
see.
at that though.
I wouldn't either. I mean,
I'd be cool with that for sure.
I
I'd
definitely
be cool with that
would
if
agree with
it's heavier
If it
hitting.
don't sound like the first single though. No.
You know,
wouldn't want that.
yeah, it's hard for me to judge. I really like music that I can groove to, and I understand there is a place definitely for music that's just for chilling and vibing and stuff, but that's not what I look for. I want violence. I want music that incites riots, that raises cities. I don't
Like
want
that
this shit.
purge music.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you know,
That purge.
I
That's
think
That's that Leo energy.
big Leo energy. What's
Leo.
up? It's astrology
Hey,
corner, man.
Zodiac
with the
hour,
big
let's get
Leo.
it.
Oh, I'm shining,
think-
bro. You know what I'm saying? Radiating the fucking
It's almost
solar
your season.
force.
It's almost your season.
Almost. Yo, let's get to it, boy.
I think with me, I do like the the violence and shit, but I think more often I listen to like the smoother shit, which I think I was talking to Tiana about how she always like looks at our fucking playlists on Apple Music. If we're like if y'all listen to playlists on Apple Music, they show up on your like profile thing, and she always listens
don't.
to them. Huh?
Where do you find playlists at on Apple Music?
Either you make your own or you can just search playlists.
Can't you like add friends and
okay.
see what music they add and shit?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's on your profile, and
That's how
Eric
I
is
Spotify
haven't
has it.
always
on
creeping on my profile, man.
I am, yeah, I do. That's how I started listening to Comethazine because I saw it
'Cause
on
of
your
me?
profile. Yeah, I saw it on your
Shout
profile and I
out to
listened to it.
Comethazine, man.
And I fucks with Comethazine.
That's a wild dude.
Literally.
That's what I
Black
want
Air
from my
Force.
music. Violence
Comethazine.
and strange suburban situations.
A front, nigga. This is not that. Dude, I fucks with Comethazine. But yeah, she says she describes my music taste as sad boy music. And I guess I would kind of have to agree.
Are you a big
Like-
fan of X?
No, but that might just because I've never like really dived into his musical
music.
catalog.
And mind you, he was a terrible person.
Mm.
That's kind of the main reason why I don't listen to him.
Yeah, I like Juice World. Like I liked a lot of Juice World stuff.
I could never get into Juice World because Juice World, for one, I never listened to him while he was alive, and then I tried to like listen to some stuff to get an understanding of who he was and the music he put out that made him so big, and I don't think it was for me.
Yeah.
Eric
same.
like new
like-
nigga music.
Is what?
So you like new nigga music.
Eric does.
I would disagree with that.
I mean,
I definitely disagree with that. Like who's a new nigga? Like I feel like I don't even
The
really
nigga
listen
you
to
just
any.
named?
I don't
What's his
listen to
name?
him. I don't like listen to
Juice
him
WRLD?
like actively. I
No,
just
that
said
other dude.
XXX
Comethazine?
Tentacion.
Yeah.
Comethazine?
Oh,
Nigga.
Comethazine.
Comethazine?
Yeah, he's a new dude. Comethazine's probably Gen Z. I'm thinking.
He definitely is. But
I don't care.
like
That
him.
nigga hard.
He reminds me of, I
Comethazine's
like
fucking
him.
hard. I don't care.
He reminds me of Waka Flocka, and that's why I like him. Like that shit gets me super hyped when I listen to his music.
I like ignorance.
Same.
And Comethazine gives me my fill of
I
it.
think there's a place for it, man, and that's why honestly, like, I feel like in high school I really was judging people's music choices, but now at almost 28 years old, I realize that there's a place for pretty much all music. You know what I mean? Minus country, because I can't really get into country.
Fuck country
Although square
music.
dancing is hard. But I think that there's a place.
Hard as in difficult or hard as in
No, that shit is tight.
That
Bro.
shit is. I mean, it's hard
That
too,
shit
though.
is both.
It is
It's
hard to do.
like,
Square
I'm not gonna.
dancing.
I can't.
You're talking about, like,
bro, have you
like
seen
the-
the way their feet work?
That shit
No.
is nuts.
That
I've been
that
square
shit's
dancing.
on par, and also like all dance is sort of borrowing from each other, anyways.
Of course.
Square dancing is just one of those things where, you know, yeah, it's rooted in like the South and shit like that. But you look at I forgot what movie it was, but they started square dancing, and I was like, oh, here we go. And then I was like, yo, this kind of hard. But to get back to it, I think there's a place for all music and all artists. It's interesting because we're like us four, we talk a lot about hip hop and shit, but hip hop is such a varied genre of music now, because there's like pop, there's southern hip hop, there's you know, Bay Area
Coast,
music,
West Coast.
East Coast, West Coast, but even there's, you know, divisions as well. And I think it's a really diverse thing where, you know, we're all hip hop heads, but we all have our preferences, right? And like, you know, there was a time where I was super into Dom Kennedy. And I can't deny that man had some hits. Mind you, slow
Just a
bangers.
thick girl anthem. I be looking handsome.
What's up, girl? He
Dude, I
just
fuck
talks
with Dom-
so
I-
slow.
I fuck with Dom Kennedy still. I feel like the Yellow album is probably the album that I've listened to most consistently over the course of like since high school. I've listened to the Yellow album, and I still do today. Like, I'd never skip Girls on Stage. I never skip This My Type of Party.
It's my type of party. That's what got him big, I feel like.
I don't know.
What was
just
the
fuck
album
with
that
Dom
South
Kennedy.
Central Love was on?
Get home safely.
South Central
Get home
Love.
safely, yeah.
Yeah,
That album's
so
really good too.
the Watts interlude on that album, fucking fire. And it's not a super long piece of music, but for whatever reason, that was like one of my top played songs on that iPhone that I had. Like, that was my shit.
And he's not even like rapping on that song; just has like that chick singing in the background.
Exactly.
He's just like kind of talking about like being scared of his neighborhood and shit. It's just like
And going down to Watts. You know, I think
yeah.
I think in every aspect of hip hop, and this is probably why hip hop is so big, what shines through is that hip hop is rooted in poetry and blues.
Yep.
And so you get this music is like the most direct avenue into various places in Black culture, you know, in America. And like, yeah, so the Watts interlude was just Dom Kennedy going down to Watts, and you know, it was just sort of like this raw channeling of, you know, his own feelings of apprehension going to this historic, you know, Black neighborhood. And that's throughout all through all hip hop. You know, if hip hop is made by Black people, all of it is going to be a lens of, you know, their lives. So yeah, you know, Black people in the Bay live different lives than the Midwest rappers, than the East Coast rappers and the Jay-Z's and shit like that.
But the interesting thing is the consistency throughout, you know, like all those areas, even though they're different parts of the map. Like the
It's because we got to make
song,
music, man. We're artists.
Yeah, the Watt. No, I was talking about like just like story wise. Like the Watt song it reminds me of this song called Field by Danny Brown. Uh it's kind of the same thing. Like just his experience in his neighborhood and the shit that would happen like daily or whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously it's not a monolith, but there are so many similarities.
And I
with,
think,
like,
that's such a funny thing that you bring up, and also just like a really good point. Black culture in the US is not a monolith, and there's no greater record than hip hop, and yet we still have, both highly conservative and also very liberal institutions that look at Black people as a monolith. And it's insane. I mean, and this is part of like a much deeper conversation than just
I was
hip hop. But hip hop, I'm telling you, hip hop is that avenue in,
It is.
for our culture.
Okay, this is going to be a really fucked up tangent that I don't want to go too far into, but something that I've been thinking about lately is what defines Blackness. And I know literally there's no answer because race is not a thing. Race does not, actually exist. But in the
But
society
ethnicity
where
does.
yeah, it does. And in this society, we have to abide by these, parameters like sexuality and race and shit like that because they're all really spectrums and they don't really matter because they don't actually exist. But because we have to fit into these labels, it makes me want to feel like they should be more defined.
No, but
like
they can't be
like-
though, man.
I know, but like we're
That's the
here.
whole thing is
But
that
we're here though.
yeah, we're here, but we shouldn't be.
We shouldn't be. Yeah,
We're
I agree
thousands
with
and
that.
thousands of years in. Like the idea of migrant people and like Black people being with white people, it goes back much further than just within our AD time period. Egyptians people were crossing the Mediterranean back and forth for long periods of time. There was Black people in Spain, there was Black people in Italy, there was all this cross culture. But what's happened now is, and I can't speak, I don't know because I'm not omnipotent, but it seems to be that at some point the human mind has just hit a wall where they need to constantly put
Labels.
what they can understand into boxes. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And so yeah, it's a shame because like, yeah, there's only one race, and yet we still have these divisions. And even if we all look the same, even if we have the same skin color, there will always be divisions because we always need to be able to divide people to better understand a whole, or so we think. It's
There's
flawed
actually-
human thinking.
There's actually an episode of Rick and Morty that perfectly defines what you're talking about. It's the episode with the hive mind. You know how Rick was like in love with this
Oh
hive
yeah, his
mind?
ex-girlfriend.
And when all of them were like set free, they all looked exactly the same. But then they were like, hey, he has drill nipples and he has the other kind of nipples. I can't remember what they had, but they were like literally going to war over that shit, even though they were exactly
Maybe I haven't
the same.
seen this episode. I don't remember the drilled nipples.
Yeah, they
But
had
go on,
like
yeah,
cone nipples.
It's all good,
And
yeah.
the other ones had a different type of nipples, and they were going to war because they were different. And that's I think it's a human thing. I think I'm starting to feel like it's obviously not
has to
giving
be.
obviously not giving excuses to genocides based on differences, but it's a human thing to fear what you don't not just what you don't understand, but something that's different from yourself because
Well,
it makes it difficult to I think it has to do with like association as far as like
Is it a human thing or just a shitty person thing?
well, it
I
is
think it's a human thing. I think it's a human thing.
We're sort of at the end. We're at like we're bumping up against the wall of what it means to be human and what humanity means. The humans that exist today, if you think about it, in the lens of how the last year has gone, which has seen like a huge increase in xenophobia, right?
Yeah.
You see that there are people who are looking to divide each other based on who can bear plagues. And if you boil that down, those of us that are alive today are alive because at some point in our massive history, we probably lived in some sort of village where unlike the village next to us, we were afraid of the outsiders because the outsiders came bearing plagues that we didn't have the means to defend our biology against. And so naturally, the humans today are alive because they had a certain level of xenophobia because
Yeah.
they knew that with different people brings change, not just cultural change, but also biological change. And
Yeah.
it's interesting because, with George Floyd protests and all of the police brutality, we've seen that there, and unfortunately, it just ends up being that racists think that, the it's the blacks against the whites, right? And um that's not necessarily the case. But if a racist person sees white people as their ally and black people as their enemy, like right off top, like when they look at someone and have these predetermined ideals, then they can easily determine whether they can be trusted and whether they cannot. And the main
Right.
goal of this current era where we're trying to force enlightenment onto the ignorant is that that's not necessarily the case, that change can be good, and that you can't really determine someone's character based on the color of their skin. But
It's
it's such a hard thing. It's muddied because then it's changed. I mean, there's like super racists, and then there's also like conservatives that have black
Yeah.
friends, and then also liberals that it's a lot on both sides.
We
I
should
feel like
end it here.
I have a lot to say
Before it
about it,
goes
but
too
you
deep.
you might be right because I it's unfortunately something I plague my mind with constantly.
It's part of a bigger conversation, man. Like me and my oldest brother, we're mixed race. Our moms are white and our dad was a black dude. And whenever the conversation of like, our ethnic background is, my dad basically made it clear that ultimately it didn't matter because we inherited darker skin. And because we
Mhm.
inherited darker skin, we would be perceived in a certain light, and we would have to fight our whole lives being grouped in with black people. And so all black
Yeah.
people are grouped in when they talk about black folk, even though we have such a diverse background. We're not just from random, we're all have different West African roots, some from East Africa. My people came from, like Jamaica, but also before that West Africa. So it's like these are all different people, and yet
We
we're
all
still
fit
grouped
under
in.
this. We're
Yeah.
all fit in under this umbrella of
Yeah, they weren't hunting George Floyd
non-definition.
because he was Yoruba, and
Right.
that like it just he's just black. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's the
It's
pod.
weird.
I'm glad we could talk about music. But
Music goes hand in hand with shit like that.
it
So I
does.
mean, you
And
know,
I think that's like a key thing is that you shouldn't be afraid to talk about these things. It's like the Juneteenth thing. They made Juneteenth a holiday, but yet they're taking away critical race theory from a bunch of schools. You can't have Juneteenth without talking about why it's necessary to have that as a holiday. You can't talk about hip hop
right. See, here's
because
the thing. Uh,
go ahead.
the thing about them making Juneteenth as a holiday is one, it should have already been a holiday, but when they do shit like this, it's like they're throwing us a bone. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, sure, you guys are still being disproportionately uh targeted by police and lynched, and we don't have an anti-lynching law. There isn't one. Still, there's no uh we don't have a so many laws were suggested because of how our people get treated, but none of them have gone through, and each time they just give us another fucking holiday or a fucking month or some bullshit like that that doesn't
Harriet Tubman
exactly
on a $20 bill.
yeah, like what the fuck is that going to do for us, really?
Hey,
We
forget
need a
about police
law.
brutality. How about Tubman on the 20
I
though?
Yo,
want them
yo,
Tubmans in
Harriet,
my pocket though.
Underground Railroad. Like, no, that's not doing shit for us. Like, we need a law. We need like the anti-lynching law was suggested by fucking like when Emmett Till died. Um, and we still don't have that shit. Like, that's the crazy part. This, like, there's been this whole like outburst of like anti-Asian um like hate. They
Hate crimes, yeah.
within months, within like maybe 1 month, got an entire law, an anti-Asian hate law. Like, now it's a fucking crime to discriminate against Asians, but we don't have shit like that still, even though we've been fighting for shit since we've been here, pretty
Yeah,
much.
you right.
But we got a
man.
holiday.
Hey, we got a holiday.
We got a
Hey.
holiday. Not
And you
can't
know
even
what's
get it
funny?
off
He's
work.
doing it big now.
Oh,
Can't even get it off work, but we got a holiday,
Hey, shit, I gotta work too. Still.
man.
yeah, I
God
worked on
damn it.
Friday. Or well, I didn't
I
work
did
on Saturday,
too.
I guess, but yeah, it's a shitty thing. And I don't think that there really is any answer, not within modern American society, because America is rooted in the racism that subjugated blacks to help build this country. And it's such a large country at this point that these sort of things can grow out of control. The way that our government is structured leads for all bureaucratic uselessness that we see countless times. I mean, there's no solution. We can complain. I would like to move, but even that's just not like an easy thing, because you go other places, man. Like if I went to Europe, it's the same thing, except they won't admit that they're racist. And so we're sort of still in this, what I hope is a transitionary period, but I don't know.
I have one last anecdote about this race shit, and
Hey, man,
it's.
Harriet.
And then we'll move
I'm
on.
sorry, we're gonna move on. I promise, Davon. But
Alex tired of this shit.
nigga, me too. God damn.
I
But
was just
let
like,
me just
these niggas, man.
just make
These
it quick.
Listen, good conversation.
Y'all know about the
Second
shit
thing.
that. So I don't know if all of our listeners know, but we're all from Omaha. I don't know if
I'm not
y'all.
from here.
Davon is from fucking Germany. But yeah, we're niggas from been in Omaha for a while. So are y'all aware of like, the race riots that happened in
In
1919?
1919,
Yeah.
Will Brown.
Yeah.
Central still probably has those bullet holes up on the
Oh,
the
yeah.
top of it from when it was the courthouse.
I bet they do. Basically somebody, a black man got executed at the courthouse. No, lynched at the courthouse.
No,
And
not
then-
at the courthouse though.
It's like on Harney Street, like right on like
Because what happened was
It wasn't at the courthouse?
he was
No.
in jail at
Well,
the courthouse, and
Central
they
was
demanded
the courthouse, right?
Yeah, but he was in
It
jail
happened
at the
at Central.
courthouse, and they demanded that the courthouse hand him over, and
Mhm.
Will Brown was then handed over because the courthouse didn't want to get further shot up, and they drug
Right.
him through the streets on
Mhm.
fire.
Yeah.
That shit, and it started at the courthouse,
Oh yeah.
But-
Started. Yeah. So
but that man was drugged through the streets of downtown Omaha.
something that I've been thinking about is that specific instance. There were there are so many pictures you can find on the internet
Mhm.
of tons of white people, white kids, adults, everyone just standing around, gathered around a burning dead black carcass. And all I can think about is these are the grandparents or the great grandparents. Some of these kids are the old people you see outside, and they're just like
That's
feel like-
that's
I
the
feel like-
whole
I
thing.
feel
That's
like-
all of America.
yeah, I feel like what it is we have this like weird perception of how long ago this shit was happening when it was not that long ago. like I've like
It's within our parents' time that we saw the civil
Yeah.
rights movement. You know what I mean?
right.
But also
Ruby-
it continues to happen. You
Hey,
can't like
shit, one
Ruby-
of the girls of the Little Rock Nine came and spoke at fucking UNL like a
yeah,
couple
she's
years
still alive.
ago.
She's still
Bro.
alive.
Ruby
I went.
Bridges just turned like 60.
That's
bro.
what it was, actually. I'm pretty sure.
No, that is. I think that's
She's
the
not
only
in
one
the Little
left.
Rock Nine.
Ruby Bridges?
Ruby Bridges. No, she's not in the Little Rock Nine. Ruby Bridges is the first girl to integrate white schools after segregation. If y'all remember, all like you see all those white people outside of the school with like signs and like fucking caskets holding like dead black babies in it. Not actual dead black babies, but dead like she was like the first person to like integrate
Oh yeah, she went
a
to the
predominantly
elementary
white school.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I can't remember
fucking legend.
the
Shouts out Ruby
youngest
Bridges.
girl from the Little Rock Nine, but she went to UNL and came and spoke to the people there. So
Yeah, dude.
yeah, that shit wasn't that long ago.
Rosa
Yeah.
Parks was alive in our lifetime. She
Yeah.
sued Outkast.
Got her rent paid
Didn't
for
they-
by the person who the CEO of Little Caesars
Yeah,
for like 20
that's
years
just-
or something.
that's just crazy to me. And we like it's all right. You know
All
what?
I gotta say is get your guns.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
definitely just got my CCW. But moving forward, should we hop into RBW or should we just
No, let's just call it there.
yeah. Speaking of guns. Wait, does anybody even have guns?
Yeah, they shot up the black android.
Oh, my
Yo.
god, yo.
Speaking of misplaced racial violence,
Oh my
Oh
god.
god, very
let's get into
relevant.
episode what is it, 4 of
Yeah,
Raised by
episode
Wolves?
Or Raised by Wolves. Let's start
That's
with
the
our
only
first
person who got shot, actually.
Yeah,
I
the
think.
only person in the
I was gonna
show
say
who's
nobody
been
else got
shot.
rid of one.
Uh,
They were like,
there
"Yo,
were
get
no
the gun
guns
for this
before
lady."
then.
She got toe up,
We did.
scheming ass.
All right, first impressions, Eric. What do you think?
My first impression, I fucked with this episode. I really liked it. This
You
is
must
a,
think
thi-
you Alex.
this was a binge episode for me. Because I watched episode 3 that we discussed 2 weeks ago. And shouts out Zuko.
Shouts
And
out
then I
Zuko.
immediately had to watch episode 4.
He's so
um,
cute.
Right. Dude. I'm not gonna go off on tangents.
All right, Alex. First impression.
Alex, first impression, bro.
I mean, it was good. I liked it.
My door key.
Davon, first impressions.
Alex, I swear to God.
I thought it was pretty good. I liked it a lot. It was it confused me a little bit, actually.
I
I
got
guess
some
we can get into that.
questions.
We,
What confused you?
started.
We're gonna get into it.
Yeah. What y'all want to start with?
Love you. Wait, Marcus.
My first impression
was.
was I thought it was kind of cool. I like rocks, and even better than regular rocks, I like hot rocks.
Hot as rocks.
Yeah.
Let's get into the rock.
That was a hot rock.
It was a hot rock.
It
That
really
rock was
was.
hot as fuck, man.
Let's talk
Five-
about this rock. for the
five-pointed
rest of
hot
the
rock?
pod.
In the middle of a fucking desert.
Yeah.
This planet's fucking weird, man. And it's starting to sound like, even though the atheists were the first people to establish humans there, it sounds like Soul got there first
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to fucking say.
What makes you
feel-
say that?
because
feel like-
when they found the Hot Rock, they were like, "Yo, this may be the Garden of Eden that Soul hid a bunch of fucking mysteries in." And they're like, "Yeah, maybe," because everything's fucking religious to them. But it makes you start to wonder because they've also lightly mused that this planet was something, or that the city established on this planet would be similar to the what is it, the orphan establishing the city. And it sounds like a lot of Mithraic legacies are starting to come to fruition in this, what we thought, alien land.
That's what was fucking me up the most, honestly. That it's starting to seem like the Mithraics are onto something. And Marcus, aka Caleb, I feel like, and I guess this is a prediction for the coming episodes. I feel like he's about to make a 360.
You think he's starting to believe in
You
the
think- yeah, you think
Mithraic
he's starting to-
I think he's
or you
starting.
think he's still putting on an act
No,
to cover?
But
I
how do you
think
feel
at the
about
end of the
that?
episode, he kind of makes it apparent that he's starting to get some sort of religious fervor, because
Yeah.
he started hearing the
He
whispers.
heard that voice in his head that told
Mm-hmm.
him, or whatever he said. But yeah,
And,
told him
and
to
what
put him on the
better-
rock.
And what better way to convert someone than proof?
that is an interesting thing that you guys should pay attention to going forward. So I know it. I mean, I guess I know what happens, like, and how it plays out, but you should definitely pay attention.
Marcus,
to
I'm sorry, are you yo-yoing right now?
Hey, don't worry about me, man.
Can you do the cradle?
I used to, but I don't think I can. Not sitting down. And
Okay.
I'm gonna be real with you. My dick might fall in my pants if I try to get up too quick.
Nigga, stay
I
sitting
don't
down.
want to do that.
Let's continue.
I got short
Uh,
shorts on.
I feel like there was a lot of interesting things in this episode.
I can tell you what is not interesting.
Campion.
Campion,
Fuck champion,
This is a-
ungrateful bitch.
Campion,
this is the one
Campion's
where he,
so soft, man.
He
this is
really
one
good.
where, this is the one where he was looking for the food, right?
Yeah, he's like, death is forever when you're an animal. Like, we can find some other food. And father's like, it's a waste of time. He's like, I want to look anyway. And then he found
He's
something.
finding everything that gives you cancer.
Speaking of which,
Right.
this
Black
nigga
ass
looking for
Campion.
cancer food.
I'll climb the tree. It's like, congratulations, more
climb it,
cancer
father.
fruit, you fucking
Fa-
idiot.
Oh, I can climb it.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my God, Eric. Stop
Oh,
with the
nah.
English accent.
It might be edible,
Why do they even have accents though?
but the androids don't.
Yes, they do.
What mother
They
doesn't?
do.
Mother
Mother and
has an
father
accent.
both do. Yeah, they both do for sure.
Mother has an accent.
Not
Speaking of
mother as
this-
much. Father for sure, but mother not so much.
There's
Tali.
something that we were inquiring about.
Ali!
Sorry.
Oh God. Oh my God. There's something that we were asking about on 2 episodes ago. The last time we talked about Raised by Wolves, we were asking about how they knew, how they were like testing food
On the ship.
for radioactive.
Yeah, they
before
have a
they had the
lander
ship.
now.
Before they had the ship, they were testing stuff, but they could. I mean, I guess they couldn't fully test things, but they were testing it because I remember Father saying, "We test the carbos, but they couldn't do a full analysis on it,
It
and
sounds
they
like they
test
were
it with their
testing the
own
car-
body."
Yeah, that's right.
That's what we find out, that they're using their own bodies to like process it, which obviously is not a perfect test on.
Well, yeah, 5 dead kids later.
Right.
Yo, they was
Wait,
going-
but this is what I'm confused about too, since you're bringing up dead kids and shit. That stimulation that she went through, so that actually happened.
Yeah. It
Yes.
looked like a
Yes.
flash to me.
It was
I feel like
flashbacks
she might have.
and
Yeah. Eric, what were you about to say?
I was gonna say, I
Um,
feel like she purposely erased her memory. That's what it seemed like
Well, but she's also been malfunctioning.
Oh,
So it's hard to say. I don't think she even lost those memories. I think she might have just, well, I don't know. But
need clarity.
the other kids definitely inadvertently killed the other 6
Other
kids,
fetuses.
which is fucked up.
What
But
did she say?
also, don't leave
What-
your fetuses just laying out.
Just
You know what I'm
out and
saying?
about,
Like,
yo.
lock
What
them
did she-
bitches up.
So it was 6 kids. Mother killed 6 of them on accident, and then
She
Campion
killed
killed
5
the
on
other
accident.
two.
Campion,
Campion
was the
didn't kill them. It
last
was-
of the first 6. And
It was
then it was 2 of the other kids.
Yeah,
killed.
well then
Notice
the
how
other
all the
kid-
ethnic kids died and Campion, the sole white kid, survived. Food for
Mom's
thought.
bitch made kid too.
Campion.
Yeah, for real.
Bitch made. What did the other kids call the fucking fetuses? Like, did they
Snowballs.
say snowballs?
Yeah.
Oh
Snowballs.
yeah, dude.
Fucking
That was a
whack-ass
pretty. That was
kids.
fucked up. Honestly,
You know
That
how
is-
pissed? Because I plan to have kids the same way. I'm gonna have the fucking incubation
Incubation?
chamber in the front room.
And,
I'm
the,
gonna be
and your dog gonna
pissed.
knock it over.
Oh, I'm gonna be pissed if a dog or the firstborn knocks over the incubation chamber with the kid in it.
Daddy,
if
I
you
just
knock it
wanted to
over,
play for
Marcus?
the pod.
You know
Yeah, you
what?
come home belligerently
As clumsy
faded
as I
up.
am,
Like
as
that's a
clumsy as I
possibility.
am, I will end up fucking knocking over the incubation pod in the living room.
Is technology a curse? Is it a curse? I think it might be. I think technology might be a curse.
Maybe, man.
I know intelligence is a curse, but let's move
Dude,
on.
I was
Sure.
dying when father said that, or like the part where it's like, I was intelligent once, and when you're intelligent, dying sucks or something like that.
Oh
I was
yeah, he was like,
like, what are you talking about?
it was like dying is awful when you're intelligent. Hey man, what was up with father in this episode? He was on some weird shit.
He was on his
Trying to
he was
prove
on his
himself.
prideful man shit, man. He got
Yeah.
programmed
Why?
to make himself
He was
useful,
feeling
and he can't do
inferior
shit.
to that white girl.
Yeah.
Oh my
And also the
God.
How to make him
kids.
feel small. Yeah. the
They
kids
vibe.
too.
He was like, one of y'all gonna kill this monster, and then they all ran away, and he was just like, man, I'm supposed to have this thing dead by fucking dark.
Shouts out to Tempest. I hope she's doing okay.
Yeah, I like Tempest.
Tempest
like
went in.
Tempest.
Hungry.
She's
I
going through
think-
some. She's going
Oh
through
my
some
God,
shit.
they fine. You said she was hungry.
Yeah, that's why she.
Yeah, she was.
killed-
That's a good point. He
Yeah.
doesn't understand that she needs to fucking cook meat because they don't
She was-
cook meat.
That shit was
But
disgusting.
she from Earth
Pretty
though.
fucking gross. Is she from? She
Yes.
is from Earth.
Yeah, she
She's
got
from
a
Earth,
Earth,
bunch
from
yeah.
Earth.
So you're
she
right.
did
So
a
she was.
lot.
I guess she was just hungry or something. No.
She
It
needed
didn't seem like
milk.
she was just hungry.
She needed milk.
She.
She needed milk.
Like a couple episodes ago when Eric was
He
drinking milk.
needs some milk. I was not drinking fucking milk, dude.
No, but she needs milk from that pipe that burst, and they were like, "Oh, milk." She
Hey,
needs that
though.
shit.
Still think that was regular milk.
I wrote something about that milk because I was thinking, is that the same fucking liquid that comes out of the androids?
I asked that the episode that we brought it up.
Did you? I wasn't here.
Yeah. Oh,
I
you
don't
wasn't
think we
here that
know.
episode?
What did
I-
y'all say?
I was okay. So when the milk, I brought the milk up like 3 times, but everybody kept
Eric thinks
dismissing
there's
me.
fucking cows.
Yes, and I think I'm right to think that if they have a rat, why wouldn't they have a cow?
Because
You
the
know,
rat is
rats-
much smaller to carry.
I don't
Yeah,
think that matters.
also,
You can
if you
experiment on
haven't-
rats, too.
If you have an arc launching from Earth, even if it's a spaceship, there's gonna be rats in it
Okay, but I feel like they had an arc.
inadvertently.
Okay, they had an arc. It's
We
not
haven't
like
seen
a
no other
fucking
animals.
regular ass spaceship. Okay, but we saw a rat. I think that's enough to say that they can put other animals into stasis.
We haven't seen
And
that
a
though.
cow would make perfect sense because it's livestock. If they could
I don't
get-
think they put
they
the
could-
rats in stasis.
they did. That's how it was in the simulation.
I feel like
I don't
they
think it was in-
would feel like they're
It
advanced
was in the
enough.
simulation.
Oh, you're
He
right.
brought
It,
him the
it
rat
was in
and-
it was because he said that it was a copy of a rat that they actually have on the boat. Yeah, maybe they have cows, but I just don't think they do.
I don't think they have cows.
Why?
I don't I don't
I
think
feel
that
like they're advanced enough to find some other type of food source,
I think it was
or
just like a protein
maybe they
drink,
don't
like a
even
protein
use
shake.
cows anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was just a protein shake.
But they don't. You know what? Let's move on. Let's move the fuck on. How did she feed the babies when they were fucking born? When they were babies, how did mother feed them?
With her liquid.
With mother's milk.
That stuff that they be bleeding out.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, is that milk?
Ugh.
I
The
feel like
babies
it
needed
is.
to
I don't
eat
know.
something.
Yeah, it might be the same
It was
milk.
a white
I'll tell you
liquid.
what, mother isn't a cow. So maybe
I'm
the
fully
same
aware that she's
process
not
that
a
makes
cow.
milk in her is the same process they gave the Mithraics milk in their ark.
And
I
speaking
don't-
of that, it's weird that
Boom!
she said
If we
she
see a fucking
wants to
cow,
have
dude, I'm gonna literally. Ooh,
Hey, if we see a cow, I quit the pod.
I'm gonna shit on your car. That's what's
Anyway,
gonna
why the
happen.
hell does mother want to have kids? That's weird.
What do you mean?
She's an android.
What
Why
do
are
you
they
mean?
having
What do you mean
emotions?
she want to have kids?
She's programmed to have maternal instincts,
She
and so
said she wants to have kids like Tempest, and Tempest was like, "I
Oh,
wish we can trade places."
yeah.
yeah,
I think it's like a
that's her
market-
programming.
Yeah.
That her
exactly.
repurposing. Sure.
That's yeah, it's an interesting dynamic that we're seeing with the parents. You know, Tempest and mother and father with just everything else, because they're all sort of, you know, they're very human in the way that they're both struggling, you know.
Yeah,
Who thought
they
that?
feel a lot of anger, a
They
lot of
do. They're
emotion
very emotional.
for some
Yeah.
reason.
But I guess
Too much emotion for an android, man.
that just maybe that just defines how advanced and how much of an understanding that this society has of the human emotion.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Black Mirror episode where they put this girl's mind into a teddy bear and she's only able to express two emotions, like monkey needs a hug and what's the other one? Monkey happy or some shit like that.
Ugh.
But it seems like and they expressed how she was like trapped by only being able to express those few emotions. And it eventually became illegal to have less than 5 emotions for an AI. So I guess I guess that's just a testament to how advanced they are with
All right, so what you rate this episode?
All right. Let's go into the ratings, man.
What the fuck, bro?
There's still some stuff we gotta cover.
Hey,
this
wait, hold
episode.
on. What about that dead Mithraic though? Was that there prior to
Which
The
dead,
ape
which
is
dead
coming.
Mithraic?
The one that mother put out the spaceship before she went in the simulation? Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, that one?
I'm
I
assuming-
assumed he crashed with the arc.
I think it was like one of the scout teams, maybe, or something. Maybe what Eric said.
Yeah,
But
maybe I
that
can
was-
see
I thought that
that.
was pretty far from the arc crash though, ain't it?
Yeah, but they had
People was
other
falling out
scouting
of the
teams
sky.
that
Yeah,
went
they
out
scout teams
before
go.
the arcs crashed.
Um,
So other
But I don't
Mithraics
know. It's a
were
good. It's a
there
good
before
question.
the arc. Is that what you're saying?
Well, so the original scouting party that Marcus was with that uncovered mother and father's location with Campion, that was just one scouting party, but they did mention that there were other scouting parties that went across the planet
Mm,
before the arc crashed.
one part that I thought was interesting is when what's Caleb's wife's name?
I don't know.
I can't think of her name.
I
She's-
can't think of her name either.
But when the chaplain dude tricked her into realizing
Oh yeah.
that she wasn't a Mithraic, and that she was, because apparently all the Mithraics know this lullaby as a kid, and he kind of baited her into like admitting that she wasn't a part. And
It's
still-
interesting,
Go ahead.
but what's the ultimate goal? I mean, like, it seems like such a weird thing to happen when he just dies at the end.
I
don't-
agree. I agree because it kind of meant nothing. It didn't matter whether
Ultimately,
he found
right?
out. Yeah, and in the grand scheme of the show, it didn't matter whether he found out or not because ultimately he died and was still like doubted by the other Mithraics.
I don't think he's the only one that doubts them though, because I forgot the other, like Peter, is that his name? Because he was like dropping hints the previous episode, like you fought my dad in the war, yada yada, and shit like that, to Marcus. So I mean, I don't think that Chaplain's necessarily the only guy that.
That's not the
doesn't-
dude that's Dick riding Marcus the whole time, is it?
I think it is. Yeah,
Yes,
With
that
the
dude.
black
think-
hair?
I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think he has
No.
suspicions, honestly.
I think he does, based off the previous episodes. But
Hmm. It's tough. I mean, they might all have their slight suspicions, but they're all probably caught up in
I feel
you
like
know,
if
being
you've
on a
devoted your
desolate
whole
planet.
life to the religion, I feel like it's hard not to have a suspicion because these guys are atheists originally, you know.
yeah,
Well, then again, no. Why they wouldn't have, why they wouldn't question it is because they're assuming the personalities of people who have been in this religion, and what? Yes, when I go out there. Go. Love you too. Shut my door.
She's so cute.
Um. I don't remember what I was saying.
What about Tally? Is that the real Tally? Or they just hallucinating?
What?
when Father got tricked by that Tally, that's what he's talking
Oh,
about.
Tally. Yeah,
Tally.
I feel like it has to be the real one in
Or
some
is it a
way.
hallucination?
How
Is-
can it? I don't think an android. Is
I don't
able
know.
to
I think that
hallucinate.
there's
I
some
don't
sort
know.
of
How was this
weird.
little girl
There's something going on with
surviving?
the planet for sure. Because didn't Peter see that Tally too when he fell into
Yeah.
the hole?
He
Yes.
also
definitely something going
something
on.
lured him to the hole. I think that there's some weird thing. I think there's three opposing forces at work. I think there's the Mithraic, the atheists, and then I also think that somehow the planet is
I
working
think
against
yeah,
everyone.
I agree with you 100%.
That's what I'm saying. They were like mentioning the magnetic fields and stuff, like in the first couple episodes. So I wonder if like that's messing with the androids and making people hallucinate and stuff like
But-
that.
The little boy saw it too though, and he's human.
He did.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like it could be just be affecting
No, like everybody on the
everyone,
planet. Yeah,
possibly.
I think
I don't
so.
know.
I mean, based on that Mithraic rock, I mean, it seems to be like life prior to everyone there. On top of that, so like, there's still a lot of mystery surrounding this planet.
It seems like
Yeah,
this rock is
that- Rock is sentient or sentient.
I don't think
Yeah,
that
the rock is weird.
Because why did it get just hot as fuck when it was about to blow it up?
I
Is
think
that the rock
who
I
protecting
think
it?
the myth
to
I think the
Marcus?
Mithraics are right. I think the
Mm.
myth I think this is a case where the religion is right. They're onto something.
Mhm.
But I think it's deeper than that. I think that there's some sort of programming involved. You know, like, I don't know, maybe the religion sent out something years and years ago to have these very specific places on the planet, you know.
Yeah.
I don't really know. That's part of the whole thing. That's part of the whole mystery. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
The what?
Mystery.
Uh,
But yeah, this was a good episode.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I thought it was good.
Y'all want to get into ratings?
Yeah, let's rate it.
Marcus, what was your rating, brother?
I think this episode probably 7.5.
Okay.
I liked it, I want to say. But you know, it wasn't like action packed. There wasn't a whole lot of action. There was a lot of tenuous moments that I think were pretty good. But ultimately, yeah, 7.5.
Was there any exposition in this episode? Flashbacks, anything like that? Really?
Well, yeah, there's flashbacks with Mother.
That's not what I meant. Are you talking about the simulation?
Yeah, flashbacks with.
Oh no, I meant like them on like Earth or anything. There's none in this episode, right?
No,
Okay, Alex, what is your rating, bro?
that's the next episode, I think.
I'm going with 7.5 as well. It's definitely a solid episode. I really like the part where Marcus kind of finally overtook the religious cult, or not cult, like the Mithraics. So, but yeah, I like Marcus a lot. And what's up?
Mhm.
I'm not saying you're right. It's a cult.
Yeah, it's a cult.
I think
That's all religion is.
I think
Cult,
Salt
for
is
sure.
based off like a Greek cult from like way back in the day, if I remember reading.
We talked about that a couple pods ago.
I mean,
Yeah.
saying cult is kind of like semantics, but I mean, it's all kind of culty.
A cult gets
Truly.
big enough, it becomes a religion.
Exactly.
Davon, what'd you name it?
What did I name it? I name it an 8. My favorite part had to be when Marcus Caleb burned over on the rock and he just
Mhm.
kind of spontaneously combusted.
That was an interesting scene. Just seeing how he was just like on fire.
right.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of how Will Brown was on fire in downtown Omaha, drug through the streets. And that's the pod.
Eric, what was your impression? Oh, thanks for asking, bro. I would give this episode an 8 as well, actually. I'm big on dialogue. Like, there doesn't have to be tons of action for me to really enjoy an episode. I
You're a
think
dialogue slut.
I'm a little dialogue slut. I think there's a lot to learn about this world. And it just opens up every single episode. Like every episode, we're just like, oh, we thought we knew something, but guess what? We're far off. I'm really fucking with this show. I like it a lot. This episode was definitely the whole thing with that was going on at the Rock when they were like when the chaplain dude was like what was he telling them to do that they didn't want to do?
Blow it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they didn't want to blow up. It just
He was
really
just chilling, doing
Yeah.
nothing. What else working?
I hated the chaplain dude
me too.
with his
But it
fucking
just-
scarf around his neck.
Yeah, it just really drives home how like it really just drives home the zealotry. Like that's how it really fucking is. Like
It's
I
also
don't
funny
know.
that the privileged in the Mithraic can't get their hands dirty with anything, and so
Mhm.
they're constantly like sitting back because the kid had the black kid, the genius one. He had a similar thing where he was like, "Well, I can't kill the monster. I think you should kill the monster, but
That's
I
what he
can't
said, yeah.
sully my soul." You know,
mhm.
I hate that kid too.
Me too.
Yeah, fuck that dude. But yeah, I'll give this
Okay,
episode
damn.
a solid 8. I liked it. That's the pod, Marcus.
follow me at Omega Marcussus
Mhm.
across every platform. Follow
Yeah.
me at the bazaar.
Omega
me-
Bazaar.
Just follow me, man. Just follow me, please.
Alex, where
Don't
can the
follow
people
me,
find
nothing.
you, bro?
Don't follow
Okay.
me for nothing.
Day, where can the people find you, my man?
Shit in the streets.
Alright. Follow this nigga in the street.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? Find him in the streets.
Hey,
you know what I
10
mean?
toes down.
10 toes
10
down.
toes. He
10
checked
toes
in.
shoddy. He checked
He
in.
checked
He don't
in.
know. He's who you check in with.
You check in with Davon if you want to
No,
come.
Eric, you check in with Davon and Mark.
Nigga,
Yeah. These the gatekeepers right here.
Right.
Hey Eric, where can we follow you, man?
you
Mr.
want
Check
this
in.
roll? You want this roll?
You want this role? You want this role?
Follow me at PG the villain.
Open your eyes.
I can't.
We just got a little way longer to go, man.
Follow me at
He's like Mayhem Loren.
Yeah, he does. Yo, if you put
don't
on
know
some
who
pounds, you
that
would look
is.
just like him.
I don't
He
know
rap
that.
with Action Bronson.
Yeah.
Anywho,
You don't know who Mayhem Loren is?
let me look him up. I swear to God, if I don't look like this person, I'm
You
gonna
do.
go off.
Everything about you, like your personalities too, because he's fucking hilarious on Fuck That's Delicious. But y'all both wear glasses too.
You both
Yeah.
bald.
And y'all both bald.
Are y'all fucking kidding me? I don't look
I said
nothing like
I
this
said
nigga.
if you put on some pounds, man,
And wear your glasses.
and wear your glasses, yep.
I've been insulted. I'm ready to end this fucking podcast now.
And that's the pod.
That's the fucking pod. End this shit.
You do kind of look like him though.
Nigga. All right.
big time.
If you got like a tan, you look just like this nigga.
Later, y'all.
Peace.
He's gone, Alex. He's gone.
Oh man, well.
Yo, he looked just like Eric. That's fucking hilarious.
Oh shit, I'll get at y'all later.
All right,
All
man.
right, man.
Get some sleep, y'all.
Peace out.